Talking Point platform, TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge, we love and loyalty. To we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well on. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
Yes, Famuleng, we now welcome back to yet another very important segment where they come through the Talking Point platform. My name now Mr. Komon-Tok. Today, again, we deal with the usual Komon-Tok Denaya. One of the Komon-Tok where we get for camp put and per better one. Now the statement where the head of the army, where na PK Lavahundon pool and one not only the army but the public for advice waiting take place. As we all know, the police then the pull a statement say there was an attempted coup. Secondly, we watch at one video the make rounds at the social media where police don't rescue one helicopter. We call for distress call. We can watch at then the better one. Also in the program, we will also look at Kutubu. This is not new, but at least they make rounds on the social media where they blast President Bio because of Boko travel one. And also we go look at the Kush problem. I mean, you know, them video there every day with the getter, and we'll not go tire for bring and come. And Sylvia Blyden in old video we do then this year we won Dr. Samuel Kamara and the APC, and also ECOWAS the military intervention where the order for take place na Niger. And if time permits, we will definitely caution all of this issue. And as always, would expect you texts, would expect you your brilliant contribution, your observation. I mean, this now they engage the platform, now they make us a benefit, share with the wider community, and maybe we go open the phone line. Let people away, then sabi talk, or then gets no more for talk than for write. Then they say tell me how they feel and how in the makeup of them things here we can discuss. Better one. And as usual, I deal with me. We senior citizen, we a seasoned analyst or well equipped with knowledge and experience and expertise in most of them here, particularly political issues. And when Mr. Boy Jalo Jamboria is a good Epican or remote parentia better one. So if you're the first attendees for EPWI, for January, we want welcome you in our Talking Point platform and tell you say, yeah, now the home of credible information, and also not only credible information, perhaps what you say you hardly follow you see in that traditional media. That's not the one benefit and the difference where we and the traditional media get. Think they wouldn't be shy for bring Cantona, now we expose and bring Cantona because we believe say deserve more. And consider for subscribe and appreciate. And to esteem valuable community members then we don't deal with me. We always try for please and tell them plenty thank you for our support. Do you appreciate? You know, we now own part of this, we do the research, produce the program there. So una your self contribution. Now for just like the page, now YouTube, like the page on Facebook, like the program, even on YouTube, and then appreciate so that the message they go, you know, that's now your own contribution side of the program. So we're not a waste time as always. So they can just now, Mr. Boy, you can greet people with the listing fine wide before we can start the program. Better one.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Fumble them. I don't know. Do you get me clear?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Fumble them on a good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever on a day on Mother Earth.
All right. Okay. Fumble, we can just now.
Just one platform for news within our country, alone. For education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We got enough Tanga one inside.
All right, play first this video where the head of the army when
at all the say wey dey do. So at the moment, everybody announce say this body will come to so that everybody understand wetin dey happen. So that you no go dey tell you or dey brainwash you or perhaps social media happen these few days. We are arrested based on intelligence lead and credible evidence compelling ones wey dey against them. And new age, new media, the arm is not at all. True. Once the whether you partake or you not partake, but can't tell me what is happening. How is a Monday? If you are a Southerner, if you are a Westerner, if you are yellow, if you are black, because that person will go like Kabbalah the holy force because they don't call the name. Including some few other policemen there. Including some civilian there. So it's not like no, there were becoming a northerner, no, that is not the point. Don't allow them to call you by the agency. It's very embarrassing for the family. Now most of the day on the road. How long you will be for you go want for the road? How long? Tell me, how long really? You left your family, everybody, even at strange land, you struggle, you didn't have every month you get paid. At least you are having your pay. So please, I mean, I think people are already because we, you know, when you work with people, they are your people. You business, you have to provide guidance, and that's always I provide. So that's why most times, even when I'm talking to students, I beg them. I'm not supposed to be doing it because we want to be disciplined. What I'm talking about, understand. But I will beg you that don't involve yourself in anything. No allow, bring on there, allow me to call anybody in the anything can do they happen. If my business is they call, they arrest me. They arrest me. Anyone by the way they call, they arrest. So please, I'm just begging that let us remain calm, yeah? No. Let us remain calm and do the normal work as soldiers, as men and women of the brothers Israeli forces, not continue for work for the people of this country because we don't sign contract with them. More continue for maintain the peace. Always, our business is to maintain the peace and reflect on the past history. Where we don't come up, we don't bring up for money back. Yeah? We don't bring up for money back. Please. What happened for some time is very similar there. Same one in the history. It's very similar. But what they say another country. That moment, after 1-2 weeks, we begin to have halal. Yeah, so please, I'm begging you in the name of God, stay out of politics, stay out of any divisiveness, stay out of any incitement, and above all, stay out of anything where they embarrassment to the Aslan. They put the Aslan to distribute, they put the country backwards, and even you and your family. That's the most important thing. And that's
all right, so Fambul, first thing first, before we usher in Mr. Jallo, I just want to use this opportunity for apologize because today we supposed to bring the UK outing, one of the biggest outing in Europe. We know say yes, a lot of people have been expecting for go and live, but of course, when I see the weather be so bad, you know, and so like it not be just makes sense. Kego equipment and for go cover that program day and maybe something go fall. And the people and officers have much people and turn up. I don't know anyway, but according to sources, and say very few that then turn up because the weather really bad. Rain come and particular will be there. Rain become heavily, so now that make able bring them canton. We apologize for that because people and be they expect sale for couch and live. And of course, now a memory, you know, imagine you go to the beach, you go enjoy yourself, at least when you come home, you always say I'm back, you say, okay, they're not talking point platform, sit down, they watch yourself. So, but we hope in future, the next year, definitely, if the weather no Mogwi, we definitely will bring on Cantona. And apart from that, now we're going to make a commitment since we don't know, say, we get 10% of the people who watch now from UK. Whenever we a Sierra Leonean event where they of public interest, we go make an attempt for the broadcast time so that at least now we'll get to ourselves on ear, let the world see and all in are just part of the contribution we'll feel yourself for the render to the Sierra Leonean community we based in the UK. All right, now let we come to business. Mr. Jallo, you don't read this at the head of the army, P.K. Lavalu. He said, in fact, them being about that weekend and go arrest more 3 people. You know, the police then be pulling you press release and not give details, but in look like say in give more details. In say 6 police officers. Apart from that, now over the weekend back then go na Kabbalah, they go all 3 officers then where they are, let's say now they don't go sit down actually for make the coup, for go make the plots for can overturn Julius Maada bill. And also he talk about he talk about the information they scatter around social media where they talk say more of Northerners than the arrest. But this is connected with Adebayo because Adebayo one of the voice and the way they amplify where they talk say this now happen. Most of the people are all or currently even the people in the army when are not Northerners and they then get more security. In other words, the police then, inside the army, they even control them more because they're not on then. So I think then they listen to Adebayo. So I think I respond this because Adebayo voice they go far and wide. Majority of Sierra Leoneans and they listen. Even home and abroad. You cannot just ignore this. So then they listen and so I think they force them because even the school. Who that first begin this share talk about now Adebayo where they say na lie or that stuff then before police finally pull a statement. But now bring you kinds of what you make up of this statement from Lavao.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed, Mr. Komon-Tok.
Because
I don't hide my identity. Okay?
Today,
now I want to let you get this clear. As Sierra Leone they so now, I, Mohammed Boy Jallo Jamboria, the great-grandson of the first educated Fulani in Sierra Leone, who acted as interpreter of the British, and he wrote the history of Sierra Leone. I don't hide my identity anymore. One, I don't need anybody in job or in favor. I don't need anybody in praise. If we are talking about patriotism, I'm going to stand out as a patriot. I am above and beyond emotional masturbation because that's what Julius Maada Bio and his group are using on Sierra Leoneans. Then they get to now for the hype. First and foremost, the recent election was a coup itself. It was a coup against the people of Sierra Leone. So if then they try for say people that want to create coup, let we ask, could that first make coup? That's the first question we need to answer. Up to this moment, we know what's in the gun at Sierra Leone. The main opposition, they refuse to take part in governance because they say they're not satisfied with the result. Simple procedure, if it's not a coup. The Election Commission, ECSL, for keep them credibility, for pull the result as it is demanded. Not a secret society with a run, na country with a run. And as a matter of fact, before this government came to power, one of we lawyers them, where them be recently make chairman of the commission for investigate what happened August 10, it be fete, then pass a law where they call Freedom of Information Bill. So even me when they talk so, as a Sierra Leonean, I get right for ask for any information from the government. If then they refuse for pull that information there, that now then first create the first coup. I don't want to discuss the politics behind it because as far as me concerned, are they above saloon politics? I always say this, I consider myself as a trustee of a nation sinking down into hell. Because the intellectual class in that country, the elite in that country, are behaving as nothing but damn idiots. Then they sit down, the country they backslide into disaster, nobody know they talk. But every day then they are social, hey, they don't do scandal, hey, they don't make scandal. They don't put on up their own life, go say and lie, mix up, box up. It's time somebody stand up and begin to say it as it is. This coup, when they talk about, before even they come for announce this coup, where another question. There had been arrests even before the elections. They arrest so-called ex-military men. One was arrested in Bowo, see on social media, one sheriff fellow. They arrest another man, we then say that be ex-military officer in the US Army, one major. So if they can announce coup now, then they justify their arrest them day, one. Two, they are using it to quiet a situation they can no longer manage. They cannot manage the fact that Sierra Leone they in great disparity. So now they want to create a scenario for say, well, we are in control. These people are the ones who want to cause trouble. But one thing me they say, in this life, we pass here once. And that you them in tell we say, heaven and hell, let people then begin to understand, say the hell begins here. The heaven begins here. Whatever you do in this life, you get it here before you move away. Then say you reap what you sow. Another question then, cool. Let them do the investigation, but let them make sure say everything they are saying is true. That issue of northerners, southerners, me not mix day. Why are not mixed day? If people are listening to my media, I have taken an oath before God and country to educate idiotic people that we have no business to be preaching tribalism or regionalism. Because a Kamara born in Pujan speaking Mende is of the same DNA as a Kamara born in Cambia speaking Soso, or a Kamara born in Bombali or Tonkolili speaking Timini. What do we get in Sierra Leone? Not to tribes. Now languages we get. We all get the same DNA. We all get the same background. If we're not able to manage ourselves, it means say we'll not ever grow for learn what in and call truth and trust. That we lack. And that some of we feel say for begin try for teach people them understand now. The more they talk about coup, look who say it map they talk. For a country with all the resources, look at the place where it map. I don't know if na Cochrane Dande or na Wilberforce. Look how muddy the place be for a whole country. The armed forces headquarters or the armed forces divisional office. You see, when people, especially those in the elite class, not care for create an economy where they function for all, then there's always going to be problems. There's always going to be problems. And let us stop blaming. Let us take responsibility in Sierra Leone for once, for God's sake. People in the sit down, then loot public money, then build houses, then make her into prison for themselves. Build high fences, metal gate, metal window, then people and they not get food for it. When them people and they go thief, then begin blame them, say that the thief. Who that create the thief? Man, now. If the elections would have been done genuinely, then people transparently say you won the election, nobody know the grab for go make a coup. They'll begin face the truth as it is. I am not talking politics here. I'm talking about a dysfunctional society where the sociology is mixed up. And until we correct that, nothing will work in Sierra Leone. We go continue for the life we serve. And another thing where I want to we get clear. To be elected into governance, not to a right, not a privilege. It is nobody's right to be head of state. It is a privilege the people bestow on you by electing you as head of state. So when you're there, respect the people and right, do what's in right, and perform. Then the people will respect you. Here in this country that I live, the Prime Minister, he dey waka by foot. He dey team up na line na supermarket because they are doing what is right. They know it's a privilege, it's not a right. But in Sierra Leone and in Africa, politics is a right. And what is this right about? Going to sit in public office and loot the nation. When are able to do nothing for develop the nation. Then when people then react, when I blame them, when I try for justify them. That's morally wrong.
I think you're right. This whole cloud of questioning the legitimacy of President Julius Maada Bio, I think it fall back in the head of ECSL because transparency is very important. Now, way before the election, 6 months ago, every blessed day, each demands or each step so no second for controversy would they beg, would they call on ECSL. But I don't think say ECSL see this forthcoming, say APC for take this decision for Sido at home. So if perhaps then we don't see this forthcoming, say the country they at a standstill like this one, because I mean a lot of things and they come up, people and be this they opposite on time, riot will take place, fed will take place, but it not be so. Another new thing just come out of the blue. This sit at home, that's civil disobedience, and it looked like said this civil obedience. You listen, Self Charles and Prince Adin, where they still they beg. In fact, on Prince Adin, they're on his knees now. They beg APC say. Donald lost confidence in Sierra Leone. This one of them, I think.
But I mean, they say they don't need them.
Well, you can't just bite the finger that fits you.
I said they don't need them. Even then, there's one Facebook, Twitter. When he go talking nonsense, when I try for reply, me want for insult me. I just block him because from now on I don't make up my mind. Not forget exchange with idiots. I've made up my mind to talk on and for Sierra Leone. And I don't care how people feel. You feel anything about Mohamed Boy Jallo Jamboy. I don't care. I don't need you. You need me at this time. Because when I don't lost our senses, some of we not Chris. We still maintain sanity and balance. So at this time, we are saying it as it should be said. I know the quote time, I know the sugar quote word for please nobody. I'm not going to insult you, but I give you the logical facts and background. Let you know saying, are you wrong?
All right.
Leadership is not a right, it's a privilege. And when we begin treating that way, all them problems here they go away.
All right. So now we're going to the second issue. We get an update we come. Let's just read them for Fumble then. This update coming from the Waterloo Police Security Update. They say Waterloo Police, led by the LUC CSP Mr. Ibrahim M. Sama, as on Saturday, the 5th of August 2023, rescued 2 crew members of helicopter that crash landed at Mashewure village, a suburb some 15 miles away from central Waterloo. According to
that
the crew,
village,
a British citizen and a South African national crash landed at the said village due to mechanical failure of the rotor blade of the helicopter. They were traveling from Monrovia to Lungi Airport, then to Banjul. All right. So Lord, this is the message where the Waterloo Police Division pull, but at least Lord put out on the visual aspect. Let's salon people and say Fambule. So now this
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The police in Waterloo, led by the LUC CSP Mr. Ibrahim Sama, today, Saturday, August the 5th, 2023, received distress calls that helicopter land emergency one, now one village they call Sheure, along the Fogo Road. So the LUC began for lead a team as soon as they see so many police officers them now they feel and come. They don't already rescue the crew members them. This na the helicopter as soon as they see. And the helicopter this way make the emergency landing na the field. The place now something like 15 miles away from central Waterloo. According to the crew members them, they say they get a mechanical failure due to the rotor or so. So the crew members in the list, the one a British citizen, the other one in the under where they move go so in a South African citizen. So where the police don't respond, where they try now for take them things them so that we will able for help them for letting things that will be safe, we will take them things them. They will provide security for the helicopter until the team wait for come. Until the team wait for come help for fix the helicopter. Come you see the LUC now Waterloo CSP Ibrahim. They talk already one engineer don't come where himself. And then at the scene, they see lots of people like a big area. They see the water yonder. See, complete forest, no houses around, no houses. They just come make this emergency landing. Where everything is safe, with the police are there soon. Everybody's fine. One for the crew in the yard, so police officers are all over the place. On now, these are the updates. Thank you so much. Mina ASP Aliu Jalo from Waterloo.
All right, so Famo, that was a video they make rounds at the social media, and as well from the police. SSF don't talk about it, but the good thing is at least no fatality not take place, nobody not die. And I don't know if Mr. Jalo want puts you want what more on this one.
They're lucky way then they in one piece. I don't know what thing then they do. And I don't have on that contraption. Feeling. They have funny games then they
So yeah, it can ask for talk, but I mean
honestly, they got all miles of machine in fear.
June. But anyway,
well,
this issue, but anyway, it will be fine. Perhaps
to
send a new video, but not plan for Fambule, let Fambule listen this one.
Dr. Sylvia Blyden was in the well.
This morning, Kutubuku, my George Alpha 1 acknowledged Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or God Almighty for waiting he do for we don't gap. This morning we go about with business. We tell him Boku thank you because last night we go sleep. He being gracious and kind enough for sending precious Malik Kadim for watch over we and then do so we sleep blissfully we one ambog in me tree, no harm and danger no me tree. So for that alone we tell him thank you. We ask him again, say, we are, as we don't, begin to go about what we plan for do, and today we ask him to take control. Because the reason we can always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take control, once he take control of anybody in destiny, I mean, you will be assured of a maximum success. Today, they called on President Bio, we were the support him, we were not in friends him, in addition to the fact that in our leader, we always serve and we fellow citizens and the moral obligation for level with President Bio and for telling the truth. We not for pretend say we let them then we'll see things and go wrong without they tell them. No, we need for tell him. He might not like it, obviously, enough. But waiting very significant and abiding about them, we at least don't muster the call your conviction and fortitude for tell them the truth. The truth here again today to President Bio, we are this second time we don't can also we are giddy. Poor struggling people them give them a break. Give them really a break. Be very understanding and sympathetic to the plight and situation, their living conditions them. This boku travel here, every sign that you get for go President Bio is totally unacceptable. No way, no way go justify that. No way, nobody not fool you say. The only time where Salion go be recognized, the only time where anything would go meet Salion that pass you get for day na lie. Now total falsehood and not buy to that narrative day. President Bio, you get very competent people that we don't bring around now. Very competent people that we don't bring around. In governance or in diplomacy, you get what they call accreditation. You get and say anything about Shaka Stevens, but I follow Shaka Stevens in system of governance. Even they accredit in ministers, they give them accreditation. Where you give them accreditation for go represent Salio, then they go as if they're the head of state. Then they do that. Even Ernest by Kuruma will be credited there. At one of them Commonwealth summit where you can get heads of state, you know, it been dispatched Victor for go representative where we see and sit down with the Queen and all that and the Victor for go there as a representative of the president. Where they be like the president. That's what they did. You get a lot of people that were highly qualified President Bio. Now this large over-bloated government we don't bring. At the very least, let's even assume the Secretary General of the United Nations, now be saying, call we of course, now they issue that invitation. But what you before do, you before give Dr. Yumkela accreditation, let go as soon as the head of state, let it go there. Not the way you go talk and the way Dr. Yumkela not before go talk the. Not the. Waiting bad about this, you boku travel there so you they care too many people then go. We're totally unnecessary. We tell God thank you. We shall you not get Air Force One. We really tell God thank you. Because Saliomi get Air Force One, sometimes the citizens go to try for scam for see outside go back because you boku travel go down recam. You they travel too much, President Bio. During the electioneering campaign, you been there up at the stage. Even when they struggle, which you like they dance, you be they dance. So if you don't they dance for the people, let them vote for you. Continue for dance with them again, for help them. The country they go through crisis. This Kush crisis here, so they go through that. And you don't also make a flagship. You talk about you want you they invest in the youth or human capital, not to just for the make no more than pious declarations and the get for be practicalized. Now that people they need for see them. You get for make them something where people they go see them. You don't need boku people them ministers them. The confirmation they go on smoothly. You need for the around President Bio. In Kutubuyo opinion, it appears say you get a problem with desk job. You really know you not get the patience and capacity for desk job. You really you can feel it not only way you they out something that you need for sit down President Bio. This you travel like the cost of citizens too much, really. Yes, you can only can say, well, I don't do this, now this one again. But yes, others people in day we believe say you not to the fountain of knowledge, not to a longer solution to all the things there. Now make you need for meet with the people then like this go now this FAO meet here. So who said today you before really engage Dr. Yumkela, no nationally tell Dr. Yumkela waiting in need for go talk day or you be have now it go be the same representation. In fact, Dr. Yumkela na small team number for care goodie. I not believe say before part 3 or 4 of them wait for Diddy. But they go large delegate and this I call them party. If really you want to do well for the country, President Bio, return every party when you get. If you say they travel every now and then, not take no party, then that way they will not say yes. The citizens they plight now you plight it. But if you accept the party, then every trip they go. Then some of you go say I think say you say that they no more that they want make money. They go around this corruption. They also you engage in corruption, but which is really not good. But which is even bad is also people, the citizens, they know almost that the money them way and they spend on this the travels them. They know because actually get this feeling say the citizens they're not entitled for no anything. Inside America, every time when the Air Force move around with the president now, the citizens then they know of that. Then they look at the cost. Even though now they give the president the Air Force One, now their money, now they maintain Air Force One, they give the president so they be able to do for doing job. But at the same time, they keep tab on them. They keep tab on them. They're not expect misuse and abuse of them. They not tolerate that from nobody. So do you President Bio, we really don't you just come on now in Rome. Now the next day you don't go now in Tanzania, now they don't go. So I mean this you get for the one place to the other one place. Again, one thing I can foresee now, Naya, this September when they cancel, they come back Naya in America, the United Nations. You can't and you can't because you say, well, we don't get a seat. Now the Security Council of the United Nations, you can't. Okay, fine. So since you get that in mind, so you get for Canada for attend the next General Assembly meeting of the United Nations, you be forgo this FAO. Yes, we know it's important, but not to the extent that if you not there, the meeting not will take place. No, that meeting will take place with or without you. And believe me, Salion will be ably represented na that place. Ably represented na home day, na that meeting day. Not the way you go talk yonder. Where we go, you okay, we'll say where they not be non-confirmed the Minister of Agriculture, but Dr. Yum Keller in your job will not not subject to parliamentary confirmation. So if you go, especially the job come with the cabinet rank, let's say. But the trust of the argument that the President Bio, you really now need for level with the people there. You really need for be sympathetic with the people there. You really need for show concern. Yes, during the electioneering campaign, we see we see they do the Macarena, we see they dance there for doya, jump here like India rubber ball and all that. Say yes, don't forget and vote. We don't get them votes now. Now not for sure say yes, you mean you mean them. You they come for pursue the agenda. You need for they come help them. But this boku travel President Bio, you really need for stay home now. You don't really get out of hand. And some of we don't decide now, we keep tab on this. Yes, we don't give free talk to people then. You don't give free talk to people then. Yeah, you try, begin to make your hands so. That was very condescending on your part, President Bio. A very dismissive on your part, for say the least, and totally, patronizing. You cannot do that. That concern people in the race. They travel too much. Other leaders are over there before you, not to say they know we travel, but they know you travel, they travel so. Now that make you get all the large team we don't bring. If you not believe in them, you not feel say them go ably represent you and the country, then just get rid of everybody. But you know go they pay boku people like that they do kind of over bloated administration we get. But before you don't come out, the excuse the way people and they give on your behalf, I mean non-plus, acceptable. Not to pass you you. No put you in that predicament, President Bio, for thinking that you're not Salio. No, you're not just one member of Salio. You're not just one citizen. People then they will also get what you take for care the country go before. Not to only you alone. In this administration, I learn for trust people then. You don't bring a man, you call them technocrats then. So learn for the do your President Bio, stay home. Because like I say, this September, they're ready for come back now again. And then again, a light team of people then. And welfare people and I they bring now because they don't get nothing where they can't do. They have nothing. We get 2 missions and now you get one in New York and you get in Washington now. So you go do this in a favor by cutting down on the delegation where they can now, where they can assign people then from Washington embassy now can go to New York for the duration of that meeting. They train and help with what you when they do it. But President Bio, this boku travel it really. We they tell this plane me kutubu, me they tell plane. It don't get out of hand and it totally unnecessary. It is now heartless exploitation of the citizens there. And you now undue advantage you take and you actually used to say they really exploit your office. Now this they do. This is very serious, President Bio. You just come on and roam. We especially for don't they back in the saloon for begin address other issue. The Kush will they tell so that they take over so. This Kush. We don't get a whole in that country. Now the most lethal threats than the seriously President Bio, it's just as equal to waiting people them in plan for do to where they may overthrow you. not underestimate this Kush here. So you need for their home for call a summit where when they sit down level-headedly for see how I go tackle this here. So because this night they talk about the human capital. I mean, you want to invest in that, but how can you invest in human capital with the epidemic of dangerous drugs and like this? These are the things and way for attract your attention. We've never heard you talk about this. Your Minister of Health not talk about this. The police service or the national security not talk about this. Also, a national security threats this to the very citadel of the nation in well-being, President Bio. These are the issues that wait for they engage your attention. Not to every little conference you don't go there. Every little conference you don't go there. This don't really it don't become very laughable. It don't become a joke. Salion can be equally represented like any other person. All you need for do give them accreditation. Any side way they go for represent Salion, you know, let them you make sure say they go as if they're the president of the country. That you for do. But every sign that you get for Dede, every sign that you get for the no President Bio, this will they tell you plainly. We support of you, not me say we they go along, forget along, or that we they be an apparent chick. No, it's not going to happen, President Bio. It's not going to happen. You're going to be told what you know why, and that's what me good at for tell us what you know why. In as much as we the credit what you they do, you they do the good side, but also we'll prepare for bring the other side, the bad side of it. Like you get for me a juxtaposition of the good side and the bad side. And the bad side now, you they travel too much at the expense and detriment of the citizens there. Too much. If you really want for sure and say you actually care for them, not take no per diem. Everybody where they go, Chile not take no per diem. After all, now the country they pay for you for let go side they go. So don't need what they get for begin give you anything extra. And that's why they care like delegation they go. Now that make the pervasive talk like they care all they like that before let you know everybody like they make money. God they don't know you know when a deal about that. But this really don't get to what you call crisis level, President Bill. It is at crisis level.
All right, so Famula, a little bit longer. So I think the main point has been highlighted, and we don't get the main message. Like I say, I will most probably invite Kutubulek and Topnaya. You know, over the past 5 years, when this travel business don't become rampant, we say begin the car with the same opinion they talk. But always, sometimes when perhaps some of will they outside of the league or outside of the cabal, where they talk, then just faces until one creates noise. But it was actually not helpful back then. But again, we don't see another second time. And the same pattern they come on. Now, a person, when I a staunch supporter of the president, you know, you always give mind people there say, we are not anti-government. No. We know they have to criticize government just because we want to criticize them. We feel so we get moral obligation and national obligation as citizens of the country for pinpoint, just like what Kutubu say. Now, you know, one person, and Mr. Jallo just don't talk, say, a privilege for serve, not a right, now a privilege. So once you get that privilege, you get for, you know, for misuser. So if fine, where people went very close to President Bio, they said they come up publicly. If this time they don't do 5 years back, sometimes most of the mistakes the old President Bio do in first time, not for doing. And I remember I will be out Kutubunaya at one program. Immediately after the program, he said they go talk to, they go tell Mother Bio say in this interview we'll out one mess. That was I think Tunis where we go visit Aneskoma. We're in Kutubu no be aware about, so we play for the video. And immediately you go to President Bio, you go tell her, but not very sure they immediately. So that tells you, say, they communicate with the man and very close with her and I strong supporter. So it's good, some of them, according to my opinion, for make them say they come out publicly and warn or advise President Bio on things and where gets the potential for reduce with foreign reserve. Because, I mean, when they travel, not to Leon, they can go. Not to Leons. Now, don't like they can go pound or whatever, you know. So, and particularly when they can go huge amount of people there, you know. And these are the things and where the president be condemned, you know. Back then, he condemned excessive traveling, the people at the entourage and Boku, waiting, and especially in the fact that each and every place is there, you need for the day. But anyway, let's just tap me on side. Today I will be neutral. I go reserve me space because Mr. Jallo there. I go reserve me break. Mr. Jallo, what you make up of your friend in statements, Professor Kutubu?
I go congratulate Mr. Kutubu. These are the things we need to be saying. And I'm happy it's coming from somebody who is SLPP. You see, one thing we don't care, we country down this road or this so. And because we don't build a culture of lies around ourselves. Two things. We get culture of lies, where the only thing we want for you now waiting people and they praise we for, which is a lie because there are no perfect men. Secondly, we too egoistic. We so egoistic that we not listen when people them they tell we waiting are the correct thing. Waiting Kutubu they talk so now the correct thing. Government is not about one person. Government is an institution built on two levels. You get the political. A lot of things where President Bio or whatever una call him, whether it's president or what. A lot of things then the way they travel for go do, not on in duty. Not on in duty. If not in duty, then why do we have embassies? If not in duty, why do we have a civil service? Like this recent thing we go na Rome. Now a technical conference about food and agriculture. The Minister of Agriculture gets a professional head who is an agriculturist. And that person there before don't go on that conference day. Because when you look, the whole panel will be there. Now people them of that Keda been there. The only thing the wait man not turn like we, not to emotional wrecks them. Now I make the accommodate them, then get a chance let talk. Then say don't call we allow let talk. But he was not supposed to be there. It was a professional conference. Secondly, this travel. What in it again from that? Whose investments they go to Sierra Leone? If people think investors go to places because of your face or your words, no. People go to a country where there is trust. Now trust, then they look for. And every serious business in this world, if they not get a wing where they investigate, what's in they call due diligence, then they investigate everything before they say, "Lo, go invest yonder." If they not get a wing na then company,
Yeah.
then get consultants the way then they hire. There are people in Norway who know more about Sierra Leone than Sierra Leoneans know. This is one thing we have to begin to understand. So you're traveling overseas, say I'm going to clean. What image are you cleaning? They know everything about you. If they even want to see you in your bedroom, they will see you. Because now they get cyber tools, them what they call OSINT tools. Then they watch anybody where they want to watch if you are a person of interest. You see, we have to move from that 16th century Sierra Leone to the 21st century Sierra Leone. Yes, as head of state, you have a right or a privilege to use certain resources of the state. But overusing it is going too far. If I was SLPP, let me tell you, if Julius Madabio appoints me as minister, they refuse. You know what to do? Me na one person, you know they give me the cow, you hold the rope. Why they behave so? You don't need ministers. You don't need civil servants. Anyone runs alone. Why the hell all this traveling? What's he gain from that? The personal gains, because every time he goes, then they pay him per diem millions of dollars they lost from the country in coffers. Look at your educational system. We need funding. Show me almost school gets microscope in Sierra Leone. Simple microscope. Then they waste money, they travel all over the place. Every 2-3 days they travel. Then money, then they small bits of money. If every month they say, let we use part of this money for fund this school, let them equip the laboratory. Let we use part of this money for fund this school. Let them get carpentry workshop. Let them get auto mechanic workshop. Little drops of water make mighty ocean. But we are wasting. I may give him per me program, I say, we don't know how to create wealth. We know how to consume wealth. Because we think poorly. We think poorly. We need understanding about affluence and status. Now in the lead Julius Madabio for the duty they do so.
All right, thank you very much. When we now look at another thing, I don't know, I don't say maybe always we can try for due justice to we viewers and because to be honest, there are a lot of people there now. Yeah, then they if we not come on, they know they watch. They're not gonna. I mean, now yeah, they up for getting resources and the information, everything. So sometimes some videos they don't make rounds on social media. We don't see that don't make rounds. So, but people are now they still wait for no plan for the maiden see or sometimes not see it. So that make even though perhaps you might have seen it somewhere, but there are people within here back we don't see it. So now we come with this video, they make rounds, we don't make rounds on the social media. In fact, a lot of people that don't talk about it. Sylvia Blyden, where they give ultimatum. In fact, they won the APC, say, ever take them, carry them, go to court. I mean, anyway, let's not talk for a while. Listen, this video, new, like I say, during the state opening, the official opening of the parliament with President Biogo opener, and I did make this statement. Listen.
Dr. Sylvia Blyden was in the well, and she did listen to the president's speech, and I'm sure she has already formed her own opinion about the president's speech. Have you formed an opinion already? Haven't listened to what the president said?
Yes. First of all, it is one of the shortest opening addresses given by any head of state, and despite it was so short, it was one of the most beautiful when it comes to analyzing the need for us to have a stable country. Because like he rightfully said, when you look at the background in the West Africa sub-region, there is so much instability that comes out of a lack of dialogue, a lack of understanding what the issues are. Now, for me, the president has hit the nail on the head. But I think they need to go further. The process by which the current leadership of the APC, the de facto leadership as I call them.
Why do you call them de facto when they are duly elected?
Well, for example, there was no voter register. You see, everything that they are asking the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone to do now is what they did not do in the process of bringing them into leadership. There was no voter register that was published before the elections. They beat up people, they sidelined people, they intimidated people, they arrested people, they detained people, and then they hijacked the power. So they are de facto. We recognize them as the de facto leadership. But if the government wants to succeed, if the president's call to the nation is a genuine call, he has to look beyond Samura Kamara and Esbai Koroma and look at the rest of us, the emerging leadership.
So who do you think the government should reach out to? If you refer to the leadership of the APC as de facto, so who do you want the president to reach out to then?
Well, like I just said, we recognize them as the de facto leadership. But the president has to extend his outreach beyond the, I refer to them as, one thing we cannot debate is that the APC is in factions. There is no debate on that. There are many, many factions now in the APC.
And you belong to one of the factions?
Most definitely the progressive faction, the democratic faction, the one that believes in using democratic tools to challenge the state authority. That's the faction I belong to. But then the faction that is in charge of the APC right now is the jihadist faction. Now, what do I mean by jihadist faction? The jihadist faction is the faction that is controlled by the former president Anes Nkrumah. In public, he threatened the rest of us in the APC that if you do not do what I want in the APC, I am going to wage a jihad. I will wage a jihad against you. So he's waging a jihad against us. So that faction is in control of the APC for now.
One critical thing is the absence of your members of parliament in the well. When do you think? Do you think they will be back in this house? They will come to this house?
All of them were chosen by the de facto leadership. They didn't even tell us the process by which they were chosen. What percentage came from the votes of the people, the electorate? What percentage came from the leadership? All we know, for example, I can tell you one example in Bombali. Honorable Mark Kaloko, brilliant debater in the last parliament. His name was removed from the list of the Bombali members of parliament. And up to today, all we hear is they removed him because former president Anes Nkrumah says to remove him. There was no process by which these people were chosen. They were handpicked and given our party symbol.
So how do you think?
So they are tied down, that's the point. They are tied down to those who chose them undemocratically to come to parliament. So they will never defy the instructions of the jihadist faction.
So do you think they will not come to the house?
Well, let me make this call out now to them. They have to come to the house and they have to do it fast. If they do not do it fast, some of us have the knowledge of how to use the law to ensure that a de facto leadership is declared as a de facto leadership. And the moment we get the law to declare it's a de facto leadership, it means that every single action that de facto leadership took was an illegal action.
But this is a leadership. This is a leadership that was accepted and vetted by the PPRC, the body that regulates political parties in the country.
I'm sorry, you are gravely misinformed.
No. Did PPRC not give them a clean bill of health?
That's all. I can challenge anybody on that, and these are the legal issues. The PPRC did not oversee the convention that brought in the national leadership of the APC. This is the fact. It cannot be debated. The laws from the court, the instructions from the court, PPRC should oversee and supervise. It never happened. So that de facto leadership, I'm telling them now, I'm advising them, step up, send our MPs, you hand chose the MPs, send our MPs to come to parliament. If you do not send our MPs to come to parliament, we have legal means by which we would ensure that a de facto leadership is declared to be a de facto leadership with no legal authority.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
She is Dr. Sylvia Blyden, a member of the All People's Congress.
All right, Mr. Boyi, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, but of course we know Sylvia a controversial figure when it comes to Sierra Leone politics, and he makes some. But anyway, now bring what you make up of this claim or this opinion or this statement. Say it will get for going to Supreme Court, made them go interpret the Constitution. So does it mean that the
interpret the Constitution with regards to what?
Where because of APC, and call them the de facto leaders, they no one allowed this. So is it
what clause or section? Are they come? What clause or section in the Constitution?
I just ask this question, very important. The Constitution get the power for acts the APC. Let's say, for example, now say una must go to parliament. Does the Constitution, the court get that power there?
I don't think so. And I don't think any section or clause in the Constitution will say if they elect you for Opa. There is a clause where say if they elect you absent 30 sittings, you they lost your seat. But you see, Sierra Leone, everybody is relevant. And there are some people I will refuse to comment about because for me, I don't work with irrelevance. I don't comment on irrelevance. Okay? Sylvia has a right to her opinion, but she should stop misinterpreting the Constitution. One, she is not a lawyer. Two, she was never a member of the commission that constructed that document. I was not a member, but I sat in that commission more than 2 times in 1990-91. By then, I was the vice president of the Sierra Leone Teachers Union, and we had a seat in that commission. As a matter of fact, the original document where the Peter Tucker Commission prepare, and I've been give all these powers to the president. Secondly, there was a 2-chamber. There was provision for 2 chambers. The present Speaker of Parliament plus him company lawyers them who've been in a parliament at that time. Now they interpret and misinterpret, rewrite the document, then create what you will get so today. Well, I have nothing against the Constitution as it is, because no Constitution is complete. That's why they make provision for amendments. But for many people that come outrightly, they misinterpret that document, I go advise them and stop that. Because now all that thing and they bring discord in our society. Now that thing and they lead with all the announcements here about coup suspects, etc. When people fail to allow trust to build in a society, then the social fabric where they hold the society together, they deteriorate. And where there is mistrust, there is always going to be problem. I would advise that at this stage in Sierra Leone, most of us who think we are public figures talking, please keep quiet if you don't know what you're talking about. Please. Some of us, because I see this not somebody they write, but APC, this, that, for what you talk. One little thing, Brimer. I want to let you know, say, me when they talk so, I live and serve my country for the first 49 years of my life. And the rubbish we then create that society, now I make a get for run na my country on the 2nd of June, 1998. If I see the same rubbish they come back, at this stage in my life, I get for talk them. Because as a matter of fact, I'm not seeking job, not anything from Sierra Leone at this stage in my life. If I want anything in Sierra Leone, I'll go for presidency. And I'm not interested in that. But I'm interested in the sanity of the society, the sanctity of the society, and the safety of the society. If we have a set of people, we always, then they try to create discord. It's high time we begin to tell them to keep quiet. There are times silence, they help the situation. I make them say silence is golden. Not throw away fuel per fire.
Yeah, you know,
APC and get lawyers. And get lawyers. Sylvia is not a lawyer. If there was anything in the Constitution we say, if you not go court, then for go Supreme Court for go interpret the fact that then for force you for go court, they would have known about it. They would have thought about it before taking a decision. This game we want play for create relevance. Now left them. Some of we very relevant. Some of you very relevant. I make we not talk waiting for praising. The very APC, if people and they do wrong, I tell them. Because I not seek praise from nobody.
All right, you talk something was very important. Sometimes silence is golden. Particularly in the manner in which the country they so. Sometimes just get for be blunt. In other words, we just get for accept the reality. Sylvia, like when they say pour fuel na fire. You know, they add more flame. They add more chaos. People like this, they're not, because the thing is again. If I listen to one argument where Adebayo put, where they talk say, this Speaker of Parliament, or even the government, perhaps they're not even really genuinely they look for peace. Because person like Mohammed Bangura, according to I'm just quoting, he say if they truly want the peace, they therefore don't just tell and say, okay, now you party don't take position. Now we don't go accept you. Now you want kaya. We the highly advise let go talk to a party. When you go talk to a party, they will
Yes.
go come.
Yes.
That's not for boy for una encourage.
And you know, side they shoot themselves in the foot. If now the Tewo been get representation by constituency, Mohammed Bangura would have had a percentage of right to go to parliament. And then same one grab then say will make PR system that everybody elected represents the party. If the party as a unit, as an institution has decided, we are not going to participate. If Mohammed Bangura goes there, he's not representing the APC.
Yeah. So, sometimes I for say the hard facts. Like, would always say, yeah, not to anti-government. We there for support.
No, if they want to say me anti-government, I don't care. I'm Sierra Leonean.
The point why they make here is, we all know, I think people of talking points know my position when it comes to Adebayo. But if you look at, listen some of the messages the way they pass, they're highly educative. The informative and you see intelligent and smart discourse in most of in messages. Yes, it can do something that when an extremist in there, where at least we not go on for late talk. But now so you on they choose. But that particular line there, when I look at a listener, it makes sense. It makes sense. If really these people are genuine, therefore we don't say, look,
Mr. Komon-Tok.
Yes.
That's how they koso. That's how they lie. That's how they kill. Which one better?
No, this is clear. So I think everybody understand this part. The point what they make here is all man get the way they pass the message, but the entire some people because of emotion. Where they put up a lot of people on both sides of the aisle, the APC as well as SLPP. There is a lot of APC supporters because they are so emotionally charged with many things where they happen. Even if they don't see the wrong thing, they can shy for talker. The same way go to SLPP. Then they see things, then they become so emotional.
Do you know why, Mohammed?
They know they talker. So the other man they talk about, like what they neutral, so we they neutral here. We they talk how the team supposed to be. Dynamic sometimes even when they talk now, some people and they way they get where they want a perception about we. So like the whole saga about this parliament, I think if government genuinely serious about fighting, bringing the country, they're not for play that politics. Now, Sylvia, they're not for even get that limelight because they add more fear just for a buttress point. Because they provoke situation in conflict, waiting for some conflict, they end quick. Now the world say, okay, don't tell yourself. APC don't pull a statement. Now a big man then, some man 60 years and something. He don't talk something publicly. It is shame now for going tractor. If you know they take time, I approach them, then they go lead to stalemate. So if then they try for you secretly, Sylvia for can't threaten themselves, not kind of parliament. But Abbas Bundu don't threaten the same. You don't pull the same threat, pull the same statement. So I don't think this help for the peace and sanity of the country. And sometimes we'll get for be sincere. What would you do with things? Yeah, go over to Isa.
You see, I only talk over and over. And until people understand the point of view where they come up from, things not go work in Sierra Leone. I talk as a professional trade unionist. What's a professional trade unionist? I was trained to handle conflicts and grievances amongst people. When conflict or grievance day, you then look at all the sides, then you look at the thing that caused the problem. Now the thing that caused the problem, you then address. Whatever they go on in Sierra Leone now the elections result, where every institution will take part minus ECSL and a few so-called civil societies, then declare say there was lack of transparency. If we want to solve this problem, it's a simple, straightforward procedure. Let the ECSL publish the election results as it is on the RRF forms signed by every polling agent. And once they publish, they can publish them in several ways. They don't even need for send a copy to the APC. Then get a website, let them just put on there. When they put on there, everybody see them, everybody satisfied with them, then the APC they go na parliament. If they not go now, we the for them behind and say, Paddy, una go. Game over. What is so big? And what is so secret about publishing that result? This is the beginning and the end of the problem in Sierra Leone. All these overtures when they make so, now dovetail business, now unfair treatment. Now the government will not get business pan this thing. This issue is not between the SLPP and the APC. It's between the ECSL and the APC. If the SLPP believe they have won the election, let them allow the ECSL to do what is right. But coming to intimidate people, announcing attempted coup, creating fear, all these tactics, they say the guilty are always afraid. SLPP, not to get issue with APC, we no need for talk peace with them. If you guys are genuine, instruct Mohammed Kone and his team to publish the result. That's all we need. That's what the international community needs. If it is published and they know it's correct, then things get on. If APC get for go to parliament and apologize, then go to them. But if you don't publish it, stop bullshitting. The Americans say bullshitting. If you say bullshitting, of course. Bullshitting means when you're trying to dovetail on something, doing something wrong, trying to justify it to be right. Stop bullshitting, please. Sierra Leone is bigger than all of us.
All right, thank you very much. So, Fambule, we don't cost 1 hour now. We can't do not text them. At least we'll go open the line definitely. Now we arrange and small. We go open the line, but we not call it. We can't open the line, please. We will announce the number. We reporter there, Julius will help for read the text. Julius, you go read Fambule where they watch around the world. Yeah, Julius, did they get to it?
He's offline. His speaker is offline.
Yeah, I think these are the biggest challenges. All right.
All of this needs to be addressed. Instead, we fly every week. Where there is no communication, efficient communication in the country, development, they slow down.
All right. I think, well, now they take the text then, it's because the Julius for Kayep, we take up to 20 texts then. Yeah, Julius, did they get me? Julius, did they get me?
You are muted, Julius.
Did they get me?
Mute yourself. No sound. No sound. No sound. Did they talk about not the hearing? Yeah, Sierra Leone is on another
But anyway,
planet.
Julius, go. Go. Thank you very much.
Sierra Leone is on another planet.
Yeah, please.
Planet
No waste time. I will take some few, not all agreeable, but I will try. I will do my best. Thank you very much, Julius. Thank you. All right. Goodbye. Let you know waste your own time. You understand? You go burn that additional waste your time and perhaps not able itself. Thank you very much for the efforts for you be anchored for more of the texting. All right. Bye for now. Thank you. All right. Okay, formula with the trans small. Another this somebody they say this guy always have internet issue.
Sierra Leone always have internet issues.
Julius, if you get me, go. It's okay. Julius, you get me? I know I'll let you
Unmute yourself, Julius.
go. It's okay.
You are muted. He's muted. Turn.
Formula. Julius, it's okay. Go. It's okay. Bye. Bye. It's okay. It's okay. Bye. Not wasting credit again.
Shameful for a country with all the resources and potentials we'll get.
No, wait, formula. Let this guy not waste it. Okay. Yes, so Fambule, low take on a text there. Low we take this one they come up for my music CD people king, where they say every time Dick and R is coming out to ask APC to come to parliament, they are not asking the. All right, no, I'm not going to read Nande. We want to just for advice the comments for be civil. If you put her in a language where we don't want, where will give you problem also, we could definitely not go read her. But you get right for put once you don't cause person, yeah, right with you are right. Other people will reply you.
But take back to say me argument no balance.
Yeah, this one they come on. Mr. Jambora, you said it was Sierra Leone is a different planet.
Go up. After now, I take this number. Batunde Kai. They not you say that man they come out. Her name they say na Monica.
That's what they say. This guy get internet teaching.
He say me argument no balance. Not true, sir. But while you know say you head of state if I be go teach na both school I be for teacher logic na sixth form.
This one they come up from
teach that at the Prince of Wales School.
Fact matter to where they say Sylvia, you are a distraction to the level-headed Sierra Leoneans. All right. Family, I see a lot of text, and that makes today feel like we're not able to get Fema not able to join with today for carry them text there. This man say I will continue Australia. This one they come up from waiting. David Camara, this man tell you, say, gentlemen, I will continue to fly a stolen power. Why do you think this man has an agenda for the nation? This one, Memuna to Pratt. Let me see. We, the good Sierra Leoneans, don't want APC parliamentarians there because you guys don't have nothing to offer to us as parliamentarians, but to always put on bad behavior in parliament and post bad images about yourselves into social media for the world to see. I don't right with you.
Well, that's why they have not gone to parliament. Why then they beg them now for goodie? I want to.
And this one
he don't talk. So why APC for go parliament?
This one they come from Kamara Amira Aruno. They say, as a citizen of Sierra Leone, I always cast my loyalties to any political party that forms the next government or may regain power. I push for the good way forward of Mama Salon for my children and their futures. So please let's think Sierra Leone. This one they come out What they say Solomon Levy, or they say, as the Bible says, he that kept his mouth kept his life.
Keepeth his mouth, keepeth his life. But
This one,
buddy, anyhow you do, you're not able to keep your life because you get for die. So face the truth and say it, yeah?
this one,
And every die gets sababu, Mr. Levy. If you not die by sickness, you go die by accident or then go kill you.
This one, they
and
come up
some
from,
people they finally una kill them because then they go wait for una. They tell una they die, una they go meet them. They go not prepare for una.
This one, they come up from Nancy Keta, Kata, where they say, well said, sir, well spoken. Please, if you can come to the media and sensitize the SLPP, so-called ministers and the rest of them, the corruption of distraction to say, I don't know, I think the language not too clear there, but anyway, at least it don't make attempts for reading for you.
They can't begin to keep at his mouth. You think say they open call a 67-year-old man? Yes,
This
I
one,
don't pass before they reach here.
Nelly, who they say, Sylvia Blyden, you are a woman with no brain. Why don't you take more? All right, okay. I'm not seeing any. Okay.
This fellow sell salon, Dominic Bangura. They are party, you know the seller. Would they change them?
Yeah.
Dominic Bangura.
It's Dominic Silo says, I don't know.
Look how up they take a see right up. Oh, you don't put her up.
I don't see. You don't say sometimes I just like
go down with this comment. You go see him if you push her.
Well. But anyway, love you go.
Okay, go.
Too many comments. So and by luck forgets Naya. We don't the press no more. Would that come?
The other hand, Mr. Shaw say, Mr. Jallo, I like your truthfulness and candor. Please be careful, Mr. Komon-Tok may take you to Kabbalah court.
Thank you. I'm gonna warn you very well. I don't see that listen. Better very well whether they warn you.
Because
now you
may let them prepare the biggest court for
they
me.
Call me Mohammed and people and they don't want you. Thank God. I like me. You see, I mean I got people that would
always let people and prepare court for me.
Thank you very much.
Jesus Christ and Prophet Muhammad, if they be the afraid court, they're not going to preach what in them.
What is this person name? I want to see in comments. I don't see
Sure, so. Now, the guy combine two full amounts on him, now them fake.
You know, the comment section is too hot, you know. So sorry, guys. Not some. My God, I go find them. Fema for be there. All right, let me take this one. They come up from CB where they say, why on earth did they allow this woman in parliament? No, anybody can go parliament. Not to say
everybody get right for go parliament.
Yeah, anybody can go there.
But the point is, I see in question we ask. You can go parliament, but as a non-elected parliamentarian, you not get right for dinner at the well of parliament during a session of parliament.
This one they come up from Aisha. This woman, God help her. This one they come up for Mary J. Where they say Mr. Jallo is gaining per DM.
That's good. That's good. They get per DM in crowns.
No, what did they try for talk? I think they try for refer to.
No, Mother Build again per DM.
Yes.
But that's a fact. That's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. And it's not only getting per diem, he's using that to misuse the country's money.
This one, they come up from Babatunde Kai, where they say there are conferences which is a must for the president to attend.
Not this one. Not this one. This was for technical people.
About public talking. Yeah,
This was for technical people. Julius Madabio knows nothing about agriculture. He never graduated as an agriculturist.
This one they gone from Ishmael Kamara. He said, this is the same Kutubu blaming the APC for not going to parliament instead of telling Kone to Mende language to release the disaggregated election result. So family, a lot of the messages enforced here. Unfortunately, today we're not going to read more of them because we help another today. And the one can help against internet problem. We'll open the line now. Then when I say the opportunity for add to the program, we open the line just now. Bobby, all right, people don't begin calling immediately. All right, yes, we get with first caller. Yes, caller outside the call from.
Yes, sir, Mr. Komon-Tok, good evening. I call from Italy.
All right, you get 2 minutes.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you very much for this program. First of all, before I will go to my points, I know one sounds so rude. Wanna forgive me here, Mr. Jallo. But I think I just want to go first of all to Mr. Jallo. I think sometimes the program they really listen and some of which they get to be boring in the sense that I think say Mr. Jallo they talk randomly. I think say if you read the text, then later you throw the point to Ramle in comments, it will be more suitable and more interesting. That now at the other point. And I've not seen Mr. Jallo they throw a very brilliant things that we all can learn for listening. We really like comforting our program and for all the program that we can do. But it's like if you just go randomly, we're not get interested, sometimes. Then the other thing, like Kutubu, we all know say yes, in the fight for something that maybe we not gain within the fight for now making they go after Madabio. So we all can understand because now the people in the one and we don't talk a lot against APC. But although yes, his statements make sense, but at the same time, waiting the fight for something you not get done. Like a Sylvia Blyden, everybody know him. We not say sorry for the word, but not Chris Woman, So we not will listen and too much. So anyway, I will tell now thank you. I will tell Mr. Jallo thank you for in great work when they do for we all and all the program that we can join. So when I thank you, when I keep the good work. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for your contribution. We'll take that on board. All right. Now look, we'll get another caller. All right, this one, don't miss this one. Now we put the last video so that we go make sure say we just give a chance now for Lona talk. But now we give us this opportunity to another person. Yes, call outside the call from.
Good afternoon, Mr. Komon-Tok and Mr. Jallo, calling from the United States.
All right, you get the platform. You get 2 minutes. Go ahead, please.
Well, good afternoon to you both, and what a great Mr. Jallo. You are a brilliant man, sir. I like your candor. I like your thoughtfulness. But again, be careful, though, because Mr. Komon-Tok might take you to Kabbalah.
Okay, sir. I've heard you, sir.
Because you don't threaten me to tell me that Kabbalah. Anyway, I got two things that I want to talk about really quick. Number one, this Coup thing, it becomes very scary in our region. Because if you look at our region is very, very unstable right now. And Nigeria, especially Nigeria cannot allow to have failed states all around its borders. Nigeria must stand up, especially them. They must stand up and take care of this. They don't have an option. They cannot have a Niger failed state, Burkina Faso failed state, Chad failed state, Sudan up there failed state. They cannot have that. It becomes a serious security risk for them. And it becomes a security risk for all of us in the region. And the second part I want to talk about, me at the Walkner Hotel in Washington. And the hotel where I work in Washington, now all the head of states, the wedding can come at the United States, can come to go to the White House. You see when we president that they come, both president, I don't see where they can now this hotel. Number one, if you look at voting with president, the wedding can, if you see the rooms, then where did they take? That it take literally half a hall, where it will cost several $100,000.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, my brother. That they bring the whole country with them. Where did they come? Not only send a president and 1-2 staff, and they bring tons of people in with them. And this is both president now, and they just pick on one. Both of them, my brother. Why I see them bill? Because I'm the one really in charge about them when they come in, my brother. I they cry. So the corruption goes way beyond anything. You need to see that they until we didn't travel to the United States. Now you just see that they waiting that they pay and then so-called like them whether they can shop now full a plane for take go. If you see the bag, they will clean at the room there whether they left. It's very, very unfortunate, very, very sad. But Mr. Jallo, please keep going, keep telling the truth. We the learn a lot from you. And my last question I get for on our boat. Voting are the way forward. Yeah? Because I respect Una too very, very much Una contribution to our land, and would like to hear what you Una think na the way forward. Is how we do so as a country.
All right.
Una, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for your contribution. Yes, we get another caller. Yes, call outside the call from. Hello?
From Los Angeles. City of Angel.
Yes. Always. I know this voice. It fix. Go ahead, please. You get the mic.
Thank you so much for the same text. Yeah, because that's exactly I mean. Say, they all again the padia.
Okay.
Because Mr. Jallo be done ready. Okay, me go Kabbalah. But thank God for the same text. And then the other question I want to ask. I don't even know why they make all this deputy one and deputy two. Just for wreck the country more. The country the money not the just go make all this deputy and this and that. Why all those deputy? Please call somebody who can answer that question before we want.
Oh, no problem. Thank you very much. I did note them down. Yeah, I will note them down. Thank you. Yes, we get another caller. Yes, call outside the call from. Hello? Hello, whose side they call from, please?
Yes, Mr. Komon-Tok. Good evening. I call from Lugano.
All right, you get to the platform. Go ahead, please. You get 2 minutes.
Hey, I tell you now, plenty thank you, Mr. Jallo. Now really they do great work. If again on a table clock they cancel. But if I not listening to the program for the Jallo, they sleep well. I swear.
Wow.
Thank you, God bless you.
We are humble for you that. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Komon-Tok. Me what I tell Mr. Jallo, we are big. I want to continue for talk with you, and then people they answer. Really, they really need for calm down. Let me ask you talk and no matter be like for calm down. And for talk with you. Not to only pantap where the men saw. You know the men saw part. They say they don't wear pantap, but deep inside they saw no well. So now for calm down and put this nation first. Me, Dr. Sylvia Blyden and me, this woman, I don't really just understand what did they go on with this woman here. So thank you, Mr. Komon-Tok.
All right.
Thank you for
your contribution. All right. I'll take another call. Yes, call outside the call from.
Yeah, hello, Komon-Tok. Mr. Jallo, God bless you, sir. God bless you now.
God bless you all, my brother.
Yeah, Komon-Tok, I just want to know, you right now, what you right now with the guys now, just like we.
Whose side they call from?
Mr. Jallo talk, see.
Whose side they call from?
they don't call this result ECSL. Sierra Leone, we don't get peace. That for real. You know? This peace or this, that, you know, the only thing right now we need to salute right now. We all my talks about peace. Let ECSL, they don't call this thing, let everything finish. Just like how the people say, say, if ECSL call the results, the result is clean, say SLP they win this election, then we all support. But for saying right now, ECSL, they're not police team. Mama, I'm afraid, man. You know, there's no peace, man, Sierra Leone. Trust, man. You know, many souls, you know, many souls, man. You know, you see me, I left Salon long time ago, since 95. You know, but I can go there. Also, I get people in the back way, I take you off back. You know, right now, when we Salon, right now, it's a mess. It's a big mess. Order. It's a big mess. You know, we need justice, man. People don't die.
Okay.
You know, and people don't die so, their blood, not to go in vain. You know, by the grace of God, my man, we need justice. I know what I want to say.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. Bye. All right. Let's take another call. Yes, call outside the call from.
Talk.
Yeah, outside the call from.
The call from where?
Yes. All right, go ahead.
New contribution concerning this arrest where they go on our country. You know, the hell, they just they continue for escalate the situation. If we can remember what be happened in Nigeria, because some of them arrests there are because of maybe one or two people and get misunderstanding, go point somebody. We not even get an idea. See, you don't plan on our one plan, do this. Sometimes you're not incorrect, not just an allegation. If we can remember during the time of Mohammed Babajida in Nigeria, a friend, a close man, they end up for killing when Muhammad Batsa in 1986. If I can remember, the 5th of March 1986. And in friend, and they do everything, they be very close, but just because of allegation or suspicions or maybe any other thing, the man being so strong, and go point and see you want form an allegation, a coup, and they end up for killing. And maybe for that man, they go represent a way if you want to be married. Now they do everything in the kind of also they wearing clothes or a military man, but they end up for killing. So the thing that when they happen at Salon, they go point somebody where before so you don't even get an idea of what thing they go on. And if they end up for killing people, then they what do you expect the one way they kill them, family, them picking them, where they get for can grow up, how they get for react. So then kind of thing where the military do it very bad. A very bad seed they plant so or go arrest somebody because even the man is say even if they go point you, they will go arrest you. But why? What are the proof? What thing is the call for? Now what they want another country they don't go just go arrest somebody, say because of the system they say you want to form a team. Not to prepare something. Then they just go point you almost say, Mr. Komon-Tok, understand, say, if you want to overthrow the president, they can't arrest you. It's correct? And not correct because some person maybe when I don't get misunderstanding, and they say at the other side of the day, then go arrest you at the end of the day, then go lock you, then go kill you. What in your family or you picking and then get for that react? After many years, they kill at the end of the day, don't lose everything. What in then go achieve? That's what Mr. Jallo they talked last time. Why make Mr. Kamara where they Kenema, you know go see that Kamara where they McKinney as a young brother? Or that can where they at the north, you see that Masare where they at the south, as a young brother, as a young sister. Or if they should they go and fight against this, what should they achieve in the country? Now only the investors, the foreigners there, now they can't take that country. Then go bet in their own country then. So now my own contribution and
thank you very much for your brilliant contribution. Thank you very much. You know, always appreciate our calls there. All right. Now we because we got a lot of text there now. Some of them we will just put in at the screen. We're not going to read it all. And I will forgive we. This one they say Kutubu na character. And
Well, everybody in a character, even myself.
This is how the convo should be. It's a good evening, Komon-Tok, and everyone in this platform. All right. Now we take short break. We'll come. We can finish the second part of the segment. We take short break, family. Le drink water. We can finish the show. But we say drink small water behind the scene. We can.
We country slow, we want for no. Why not they grow? Yeah, hey bo, we want for no, Waiting make we country they go slow. Waiting making all they grow. Yes, so I can for sure. Yes, I can for sure them thing them way they make we know they grow. Say now we they die pampo. If I they try for go before. I beg, do ya not make us slow? No. If I try for raise the tempo, do ya not make them low? Yes, so if I try for go before, I beg, do ya not make us slow? No. If I try for raise the tempo, do ya not make them low? Yes, so before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in unity. Yes, so before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in harmony. Yes, so don't we for do them thing now we go make we smarter, thing now we go make we stronger, thing now we go make we nation last much longer. So we life them go better.
All right, so now they do them thing that we go make we life last much longer and the country go before. Thank you, Wahid of them thing there. All right. They called and the cancer will not even open the line 8. Can you imagine today people are out begging for call? We like that. Any call outside they call from?
Yes, my brother. I call from Germany because now they call directly first. I talk to Mr. Jallo because now me send the text so I tell them say the arguments no balance. So that one in one point. When I work on they do, a very great work. Yeah, but like the last caller, topic, I believe saying some of the things this now they see on the media, not supposed to they do. For long ago let we talk about peace. Let we not continue. They bring things that sometimes who they make, other people and they still continue they feel bad about our country. I believe saying that we roll that day, let we preach peace right now. Let we for talk to people, let them for come to one. Everything we set on our country. I believe say now one main important thing.
Okay, caller, sorry for interrupt you. What do you feel you said get the opportunity now? We don't count many solutions there. So that I make now open the line. Let us help we. It's not about us no more. Now the line is open. So what do you feel say for what do they count peace? What do they suggest? What's your contribution for let peace come in the country? What do you think?
When now me on side right now, what do me think? I believe say this now, a role now. Let we try blow the preach to the people them out here who I think say that they rule the country right now because me and you. Myself right now, that country, they go fine. So let them people let them go for sit down back, let them go back to the drawing board back, let them for say, okay, well, you know what? Don't forget about whatsoever may happen. Then we come to one.
So if I get your point, let people and just move ahead and forget about the waiting to happen and move along, right?
Yeah, because peace. When they talk about peace, let we know begin where to go because if this one explain, nobody not get forget right because even who look at the election, the way how everything happened. We know I'm not saying against the election, the way how they do because it totally that one
no
nothing about election.
Caller, sorry for interrupt you one again. You talk say for make peace. If you don't explain, nobody not get forget right. You know, judge. I feel say every judge you get for listening two sides before you make a judgment. Now that's me. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm not saying in law you get for listening two sides of the coin, two sides of the argument. Then you go able to get an informed decision. So if you say not for listening two sides, not for listen, nobody not get forget right.
Maybe you don't understand. As we know,
we make law we understand.
We get for listen for both sides. We get for listen both sides. But again, who don't listen back again? Let me just try for talk to the people. Let me say, okay, well, this thing that happen. So okay, if CCSL or whatever they call them, they no one call the result for we. And this country not going for continue for the day so maybe for for a month and everything. If salon day for 1 or 5 months, even
you get 30 seconds more, caller. You get 30 seconds. We don't give more than 3 minutes, but go ahead. You get 30 seconds more.
Yeah, we feel the pinch. So I believe say this not decide right now. We able APC, SL people, whatever they call them. Let we for come to one. Let me talk.
All right, thank you.
For the betterment of salon.
Thank you very much. All right, so we'll take another caller. Yes, caller outside the call from.
Yes, Mr. Komon-Tok, I call from Kush.
All right, you get the platform. You get 2 minutes.
About that, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Komon-Tok.
Yep.
I don't say the truth behind the solve problem. But if people they want to shy away from the truth, that it means the blind lead the blind. And it's really hard for security, they take over intelligence. You know, go work. This like case where they have law. You need the truth. When the truth don't come, and then we can make peace. Actually, when they talk about peace, they continue to address people that are lawful. And the life of people. And then people in the type of big blind eye for that kind of issue. Mind you, that people that spend money, spend their time, spend everything for contest elections. And if that is the case, we get for nowhere at the beginning. They don't get let's say, dead body. We don't want to do it now. Why is it possible to happen? They go there and I don't die. No, it's not going to happen. Connect to pull the results. If anybody wants to speak about it, I don't call for them. But when people try to talk, it's really hard. Somebody that they are blind, I don't want for even comment. They can't. The guy don't talk straight. They look for relevancy, and when they get that platform, so now just left and like with you. But when they come, they try to talk for this and move on. If they're really ready for make salon, let connect with the results. Let people see the reality. The nonsense too fast, man. No can allow stupidity to take over intelligence. It's wrong. That's not my mistake. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. All right, so Famul, this Kush business, lock it out again because let's not forget because this video instead they make answer the social media. Lock out this Kush business.
Hey, senior rider.
Bola pull back your head. Pull it back. Move on. Pull it.
You can pull it.
Hey,
pull it.
Hey, senior rider.
All right, so Fabo, when I see how this issue very serious, imagine this person, a Okada driver. Imagine somebody don't take heavy, don't take Kush heavy. I mean, this I make people and they say yesterday will be the assistant commissioner of police when I also the head of the media we asked about this. What can they do as law enforcement agency there? Because this now I think the level where they reach now like a national crisis, now a national security issue. Because that person he can lose control. He kill himself or kill any other person. Sometimes if you don't kill yourself, you will kill another person. We not gonna know. You know, accidents can happen by that. Imagine person there. My God. And this is just one example there. You know, so every day they the same for them videos there. Every day when they get there, every day. So it's high time the government become so serious about it. I mean, the need for actually be serious. It's not about then get for. I mean, it's so sorry, Seth. We are here from Kutubu safe. The Minister of Health not even come up publicly and make a statement. The government itself not come put with a position paper. The president not ever talk about this. Even the police themselves. I said yesterday, I asked her, they said they still investigate. For 5 years, can you imagine? Then they investigate and people they see, oh, they investigate. How can you anyway? I mean, all that. I don't know if you want
you make her laugh, mom. Komon-Tok. Then they take 5 years for investigate Kush, where they cause bigger damage than coup d'etat. Because when you damage the most important resource where a country gets, the human resource, you don't damage that country forever. And they take 5 years for investigate them. But they're smart for investigate coup. They don't make arrests. That tells you what we are. You know, it's unfortunate some of us, something and they will guide with self-law not talking to public. But Mohammed, Sierra Leone is finished. Sierra Leone is a dead state. It's not even a failed state. Because the one they were there in authority.
You believe in Sierra Leone. I not say this now a challenging period.
The one they were there in authority wait for do the right things. Now then they do all the wrong things. I'll tell you one thing for free. And I'm saying it out of experience. Any side where drug trade day, any society that is affected by drugs, there are people in top position who are involved. It not necessarily means they are politicians. It can be members of the security forces. It can be members of the border guard. It can be politicians. This Kush problem in Sierra Leone, a lot of big heads and hands dip on them. And what you need to do now the country, the only resource we get for take we country forward, now and then the damage so. I can always like for use examples of South Korea and Singapore. Then countries and they not get mineral resources. Now then human resource they use for develop. Norway where Sidom 1958 now and then declare say the human resource of the country is an economic good. Then say let we invest in human resource. Then create a taxation system for fund education. The human resource of any country now the most important resource. We see them, then they pull them. Then everybody they talk gotorata. Everybody they give excuse. As a matter of fact, one of my college mates was head of anti-drug unit in the 1980s. He later rose to become a commissioner of police before he left police. I'm not going to call him. Okay? But we had an anti-drug unit in Sierra Leone, which was funded by the United Nations system. Then train people for that. Where is that unit today? Is it dead? Why don't we have that unit? We therefore be careful in Sierra Leone. Because what do they do so for the sake of money? When we don't destroy the human resource, foreigners will take over that country. We picking them. Then go blame we tomorrow. Say we grandpa them and we papa them not be serious. If people think it's money that makes it's a be all and end all of everything, no. There are things beyond money that are important. The family provides services that will save security for the human resource.
Yes, call outside they call from.
Yeah, they come from for their good work, you know. This Kush, again call names them like admire Kush business. Make the gents can get money. And the Kush, not a Kush that's alone. They don't like for you. Then they take out from admire death. They know what they go on, they all know Kush. They don't have one me cousin, and then I will chair 30 days. Me, auntie, one guy that ain't killer with Okada. All behind this Kush. People in debt, they don't scrap, they don't get problem. Behind the Okada riders, they are willing to take Kush. They don't want for wage war against Kush because what you do, then they profit from them. From higher ranks, from the top, they profit from this thing, from this business. So that made this thing not easy for $9 alone. It's not easy at all. It's not this will get to. Now we the civilian, they say for fed this fed. If we not take this fed from the soldier and the policeman, so got this thing done. Anybody when they engage in drunk like other man drunks with that bike there, therefore beats a good and they seize the bike in their hand. Now civilian therefore begin to take the law at their hand and for this Kush business go down. If not that this Kush go down, no. If we say no left and give Mother Bio not destroyer, that man can't destroy us alone. I swear to God in this day. This not a better play. Then they want pull out.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. All right, thank you very much for your contribution. 2 minutes today. Put for caller there. Yes, slow take another call. All right, we don't miss this one. Fambule will just the caution. This now national TV. They go fine white. We just maintain the way we address issues them. I know say people are emotionally charged. Most of the callers there where they talk now. Now they feel and from they say they're emotionally charged, and normally when somebody emotion they up, sometimes can vex to talk where necessary, especially on live TV. You understand? But the point where this caller make in terms of the police and other day enough, and that those names indeed we said earlier and them program I say those people are responsible. I know the proof. I don't promise the people and I say anytime we get concrete information, confirm. Even if an anonymous person and call, give me the fact, because enough for that person just call say what's her name himself that lady I don't like just enough for let just person say mother be sister the cow talk. We don't hear about that particular, and we don't hear about another name. But again, I still they wait for that investigation. Somebody said we help you with information for link say admire bio that the name admire bio here in man that in the couch Kush, but again allegation. So we know go couch can talk even though people believe that. But once if anybody allow just opinion, so anybody will get that information, you get proof, please. Bring and come to me. Would they expose an eye? Would they put an eye? I believe because the future of the youth. Okay, the president they talk about human capital. Like we talk, the most important resource in any country. Not the motorman there, the youth there. I mean, the partner, Marabi is 60 years, is soon gone. You understand? We say for the car, we say not to picking again. We don't they mature, don't they old. In the next 40 years, 50 years, I think nobody if they're alive, maybe useful again in the sense that you go all the next 50 years, not 50 years, not fine again. So now then one year would expect for take the reins of power, the future. So if we destroy them future, then definitely would destroy the country. So I think anybody will get for the name and shame there. Honestly, Talking Point platform, we not get for hesitate dandy. If you're not go make some of we then go go salon, okay, so be it. But honestly, when it comes to this Kush business, if the name we get those names, the names already call, we actually get proof with the say that week they done. I don't will go broadcast no more. Say that week they done. Anyway, let's take more calls here.
Black, I mean small before you take the next call.
All right, go ahead, please.
I think this Kush thing don't reach the side where Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora for take them seriously. If we they collect ourselves for go demonstrate for the sake of politics, I think it's time we begin to write letters to the international community, especially international institutions, them, now United Nations and other countries where they deal with anti-drugs and money laundering. Tell them, say, we concern about the rate of destruction of the human resource in Sierra Leone. Do ya, would they beg them, let them set up an international investigation network? Let them save Sierra Leone. It's something Sierra Leoneans concern Sierra Leone, not only concern but politics. The human resource is more important than the politics.
You're right.
Governments come and go. But when you destroy the human resource, you've destroyed the country forever. We got to take this thing with seriousness. Because the level where don't they reach now, for everybody where that Kush destroy, you don't destroy generations yet unborn. And imagine if we have 3 million youths and 2.5 million youths are using Kush, that country is destroyed. Now let for they do this thing half and half. Now we take responsibility. And I want to begin appeal to we who then at the diaspora. Let we take up a responsibility for restructure Sierra Leone, for remake Sierra Leone. We can do it if we stand united. If we want to change Sierra Leone, let's begin from the diaspora. Let's build trust amongst ourselves. Let's build respect amongst ourselves. There are issues here. Let we take them as a body. We write to the institutions them who need for rights to. We do follow up, we lobby. Let them know say, Sierra Leone they in an emergency, you need help.
Yeah, Mr. Jallo, I think with all those calls there we don't come, I think one of this most I buy this idea. It's not about we no more having to demonstrate for political party or for politics, because I know say most of these protests they are politically connected, even though they say concerns Sierra Leoneans. We know, so we're not gonna go into that. But this issue, I think we'll get for form a program where we go invite all Sierra Leoneans, concerned Sierra Leoneans around the world. Now we make a protest.
And not only one program, Lord, do 2 or 3 programs, sensitize people about the need for make we grab as a unit and say no to this Kush. Let them do international monitoring. Who then catch them, catch them.
Yes. Yeah, and I think
enough is enough of rubbish,
yeah, it's too much. It's too much. All right, now take this caller. This caller don't they call too much for too long.
Sorry,
yes, caller.
I'll delay you.
Whose side they call from?
Hello, Mr. Komon-Tok. They call from Belgium.
All right, you get the platform.
Thank you very much. Now concerning this Kush business, my brother, this Kush business. It don't really affect the country. First of all, this Kush business here, they work with a Portuguese guy. Now, he first tell me about this Kush business here. He said, I read news that they talk about salon Kush people that they use drugs. Now I begin to follow up. You know what believe? You know some things and they can talk about when you see for yourself. I go salon, I they inside the ferry. I see one guy where they stagger. For inside the water, now I see the effect of that Kush day. Because when the man tell me, I'm not being believed. So if you see foreigners, then they tell you about the bad things the way they go to your country. Just imagine, I get somebody, a friend, where they not like your house of they call me. He say in one connection for Kush. To understand, say na Europe they come out. I say, what did they do to? He said the thing they make money. So if you see Sierra Leoneans them get the involvement for count drugs for can't destroy their own brothers them. But sometimes we therefore blame the government. My brother, you know, in the West, whatever item where they come inside that country, if believe say that they check up. If they see say not to a good product, then they destroy them. Then get factory in that country already for destroy more product them, even their television, fridge, or whatever item where they come at the West. Then get certain items that they know they allow me to come inside and country them.
Even food stuff. When you carry them, if you're not there in certain condition.
And those in authority, what did they do? Because then they are the ports, or then they are the borderline. What did they do? Now then, if they're not able to stop renting there, the thing will ever continue. And people that then get money, and they work with this push business here. And brother, the West here, not to any fish they just take it counter or any other thing in large quantity people can sell. Yes, they get conditions.
Thank you.
Them or whatever.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you.
So those in authority, when then at the border side, if they don't work towards this push here, they don't destroy the country because they young one they already they destroy so and then get forbid the leaders tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much. All right, let's take another call. Okay, we'll miss this caller. Yes, caller. All right, we'll call back now. 2 minutes at least. Lobby allow other people and say for make their own points. Yeah, I think we get for organize a demonstration. We need for demonstrates. This one, me, I go volunteer for Lobby be part of that particular. And we also call all concerned citizens. We serious about this issue. It's not about talking it on air. If you are serious, join with the former WhatsApp group. Yes, call outside the call from.
Yes, I call from the UK, London.
All right, you get the platform. You get 2 minutes.
Mr. Komon-Tok, thank you. Very, very useful information and things that we will for really talk about the country. I'm so happy with Mr. Kuchu talk. You see, many people, we get PhDs them in salon, who get landed, people the way say they don't study Europe and all longer form governments in many past governments. But they don't ever realize, see, one of the most fundamental organ of a government, like the human resource.
Yeah.
Don't forget about all other ministries. If any ministry, human resource, gets issue, every other department is broke down. Because the human resource, department, are in the center for any ministry or any institution function. Salon, we don't they very, very long time, we they even allow mining companies, then they come. And then they can't give we, waiting they want give we 60% agreement deal. Then, we they take 30 or 40%. Then they go with the rest. And in any country, if the human resource not strong, it not get a footing wherein we go deny most of those transactions. Would they allow people that they can mine or anything, any transaction, any trade, any port issue? Will they destroy the very, very currency where the country get? That's very important thing this man don't touch already tonight. And we don't get for look at very light. Don't put all partisan aside.
All right. Sorry for just jumping quickly. Are you ready to be part of this crusade for Low self? Because we don't take and serious now. If you want, we want because one action. Sierra Leoneans, they know we say we they talk. We can talk. Sometimes no action, no implementation, and then they will want to change that narrative day. So we expect the people, anybody who sincerely, genuinely want to be part of it. Let we join together.
Mr. Komon-Tok, a very, very important thing. Where if you're a patriot Sierra Leonean, you don't need to beg people on this matter. You understand? Because what in this man don't talk so, like the exact neutral ground where they crumble the country to a backsliding state of economic discrunch. And we don't want to see this country to go behind. So me on take what me they see. Even the currency what they see so today, as a result of them destroy the human resource that the country. That area get for be strengthened. And that one day we don't go with this fight, just as when I talk. We get for really and the campaign not go for only be with you and me or we protest. No, there are steps to take.
No,
So
then
that
first now for raise awareness, very important. Anything for us, you get for raise awareness. So the campaign, the protest, all the two. Yes, that now one.
Yes, you see, you get other areas where we get people that within their international position today. You understand? Where then we go for reach out and tell the international community exactly what thing they destroy that country. Because you see, if we are able to pick this out of the whole situation where they are put aside, now one step towards the country in development.
Yes, I agree with you.
Now one great step.
I agree.
Let me tell you.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
All they talk about so, all they suffer so now because nobody know me able to discover the area of the human resource where the country, don't the people don't cover things. So now we get for open we eye. Let we see all this push and everything, the country in currency, now the human resource, now in problem. All man they take it, they go. All man they do what he want. And for any country, a currency for less strong, and the economy for strong, they need productivity from the human resource.
Thank you.
If they go bring a ministry, they say like Ministry of Industry, Ministry of Mining, Ministry of whatever they call it. Then go take the money, when they give them the money, what did they give farmers then? It's small. Then all the remaining one. Why? Because they don't get checks and balances in the sector where the human resource they take record of every cent where they go, where they come in. But the human resource is weak. The one who need an active man them. And the country will continue. So we need a lot of things that will be done in this matter. You see? And we need people that, as he said, let they can check the country. No, we're not only Kush. Not only Kush issue. The human resource involve every transaction where the government they do, where it concern money, where for develop the country. You understand? What thing they do with her? Because we will solve the Kush problem. Another team will come up. So we get
we'll take them step by step. We'll take them for step by step. We'll see first how the effort to the galvanize on the Kush. And I'm telling you, this time around, we're glad the way we serve now the diaspora. I don't take the country serious because decade ago, people are not care because some don't get citizenship, you don't born in Peking and you don't settle there, you don't care. But people are now they show genuine concern. Not to say one goes alone for go be a minister or whatever. You just want to get a feeling saying country they okay, you understand? You can live down your own corner, which I did so. Say the rest of your life, you don't get forever suffer again. But no, then you say no place like home. And your conscience within you, you are always a Sierra Leonean, no matter what kind of documents they give. You're not Sierra Leonean, you know that within your heart. Maybe you picking and again get a different opinion way born but you the parents, say you get home. So you will always wish for tell you picking there, say, look, me don't just get good news. So man and that feel good effects. Now a lot of people in the chest so feel good effects. Say Sierra Leone's look like we go Nations Cup. We'll go do with Ivory Coast, then Nigeria. That feel good effect to be spread across all Sierra Leoneans. We jubilate. This is the point, But anyway, thank you so much for your contribution. We hope say people and go join we when it's come.
Even the football self, the human resource is broken. It's very, very weak.
We know.
And then they work. Because every time when they put people them when not qualified, and because I know you. So, letter come, somebody apply where qualify, then they mask the letter down, and then they push you aside and then put you that the human resource has problem. This is an issue we need for really tackle. And we need international community there. Let them help we in every way we get possible. If we know people them where they represent Sierra Leone and the UN, where they know partisan, let we write letter as demand they talk. Let we push forward for this matter. Yeah.
Thank you.
We people then they die. Thank you very much, Mr. Komon-Tok.
Thank you. All right. That's a brilliant contribution from this caller. And we go continue for engage with yourself. I think Mr. Jallo, we go get for talk privately. Let's see how they set them up because I believe in action. I believe in action. Yeah, we don't talk too much. We don't talk more.
And one thing I want to say, Mr. Komon-Tok, I don't see countries them where the diaspora now them push the country go before. And get one small country in East Africa, what they call Somaliland. That country, Not get one debt with IMF or World Bank or European Union. The diaspora, then form what they call Somaliland Diaspora Forum. Now then they contribute money where they run the country. Why? Because they get trust and they're united. The Sierra Leone diaspora, if only we put aside we party pettiness, we able to run we country. We able to determine whether they even be president in Sierra Leone. We have that power. But can we? This is a challenge for us. For see on social media, they talk all day and net, it's fine. But can we translate some of this talking into action?
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think it's Sierra Leone needs all of us at this time.
Yeah.
Now begin think how we go translate this talk into action. We can do it if we are ready.
Yeah. Now, for actually points, there was a caller we call here, we in a concerned citizen from he can call regularly where they talk. He mentioned what he talks so. He said in the US, there are people and they and organizations and they get trust funds like he called Somali now one of the way mentioned, and some part of East Africans also. The diasporans and so united, their own citizens so united for push and country. They then get in fact. Then they contribute financially, but it has to come with trust, It has to come with trust.
And that's why we for build up the social media platform that will let people begin understand the need and how we can build trust.
Exactly.
Now, one reason that will make us set out for set that platform, not to say because I want to be selfish for go begin show people what you sabi. If I wanted to make profit from it, I go sit down quietly, so I write books. But the point is, almost Sierra Leoneans read book. Well, they can't sit down now, they talk the nonsense, then they cost weed and they pull in spam. Me no mind. I'm doing a duty for God and country. I'm doing a duty for God and country, and I hope to leave a legacy for my country. The legacy of unity, not only the legacy of impunity.
All right. So one of the caller will be asking, waiting at the way forward as Sierra Leoneans, as the country. He asks a question way directly to me and you too. But again, the way forward of this country always as they say, it is back to we, because if we even try to analyze the issue of human resource, the lack of interest in politics, because this has been built up. This is not the end product we see sooner. Waiting make all this happen at the end product. But before we reach the thing, there has been a build up to this.
Exactly.
People are so negligence about politics now. Government business, not to me business. I like it. They see government property.
Not only negligence alone, sir. We have been wrongly indoctrinated in Sierra Leone. When you listen to the Sierra Leonean talk, you read the Sierra Leonean right. In order to look at the bigger picture, they look at what concern them and the people immediately around them. Hey, me na SLPP, me na APC. Yes, we can be any party. We can be any political party, but that no means say we party for supersede Sierra Leone. That no means say if we party do wrong, we not for talk them. If na APC been there na power, then they do so. I believe say some of you before come back out and say the same thing what they say now. If you go back to Sierra Leone and ask about Mohamed Boy Jallow Jamboria, the first thing they will tell you is that man is a diehard radical. I have always been one, and I will always be one. Because I know they mess me integrity for Kukwebe. If some of us were interested in politics in Sierra Leone, maybe I would have been a minister or something long ago. And for don't die. Because when you join the Kakadebul business in Sierra Leone, expect for die at any time. Some of us are looking at the bigger picture. What is the potential of Sierra Leone? How we can make this country This is what most Sierra Leoneans don't see. And some of us are now ready for people to begin to see this. And they always say this. And Duya, the day when you're ready, tell me, now can do 1 hour, 2 hours, and I prove to Sierra Leoneans then say, we can make Sierra Leone into the richest country in Africa, if not the world.
Sure.
And that picture, there's some of we see and understand what make with the talk so.
Yeah.
Nobody not get right past nobody in that country. We need for begin learn for respect each other. Whether you are head of state or foot of state or belly of state or buttocks of state, know that you are there as a privilege. Everybody get right for Didi. But if you are there, it's a privilege bestowed on you. So respect that fact and do what is right. So that when you would have been done and gone, whatever you do will be a legacy where people then go talk about. Not a legacy where then go condemn.
All right. Yeah, you're right. And like I be try for mention, most times you see self when it comes to public properties. Sierra Leoneans then they would have forgot
to not get respect for public property.
Yeah. Now we property, now we money, but I never now government motor car, now government boss, what you talk, now government be. I mean, all of
all that in there for change.
Yeah, for change. This sometimes they blame government, but all of this issue come to the same thing.
The government, not to foreigners.
Yeah.
Don't face one fact.
Yeah.
If Julius Maada they do what they do so na Sierra Leone,
yeah.
They do one because they are Sierra Leoneans who are in support of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So family, let's take few texts so they can round up now. Please, if you're the first time this for join we want for welcoming our Talking Point platform. Of course, as you don't know, these are issues that we always talk about here. Issues that we get the potential for can we go beyond, we get the potential for can we go before. Now they would talk about. We there for create a level playing field for all political party, for all citizens, regardless of your belief. The only thing what they say, we get to guidelines always. We country force, we they promote anything of violence now, and whatever. I believe say there should be or there is. The human intelligence is so supernatural, it's so powerful that we always get a solution to any problem. So war not for be part of it. Yeah, it's good. Conflict can occur, but that war, there is a more better way that we can approach issues. Lord will not just rush into that anyway, because I think saying a lot of people and sometimes again can emotionally bring calm, So I don't think we condemn, we not allow that. But by and large, you're free for say anything here because when they talk about trust, for love we succeed in any of them tell you do so, the people are going for trust you. Why today the social media becomes so relevant? Because it seems as if this is not the only one of the only avenue where salon people and they get maybe correct information. And I'm not to say all the social media. I'm not a generalizer, but certain information, certain social media platform, you can actually go there. You see mature, responsible people who really genuinely love the country. So if you build that trust and people who they watch you, then trust you deeply, then believe in you, then definitely anything where you count for propagates and they follow our suit. And that's the kind of picture we make now with the Talking Point platform. The other day I talk about the journey of the Talking Point platform and how it starts everything. And that's just the beginning. And we are moving forward. But most importantly, we also want to recommend you now for them always they support you with feedback. Thing they will do, thing they will not do, professionalism. We cannot do this alone. Some of us are they repeat this one. The money, because some man able understand, maybe sometimes you say you get 10,000 views, 15,000 views, you don't make money. It's lie. Lie just caution and inform people. Anybody when they can on social media, now YouTube, you say they can't make money, you waste your time. Why? Because now, if you done a salon, for example, if you done a salon, though you get them kind of views that would get to, where in very few bloggers, very few channel there, accounts and get them kind of views that would get. Perhaps you go so okay because of the exchange rate, not $1 they use now, get for change. Okay, that's fine for you. because if you YouTube send for the $500, $600, na big money, you understand. But some of we, when you check what the time all they spend and what's in perhaps YouTube they give in completely not commensurate in any way. If I choose for take a second job, they get 5 times to 7 times more than that of waiting YouTube they key. In fact, for that, I not just feel like say they get what we do, we try to give back that money to society. So we know they make money now, absolutely. What you want to do, one create a platform. That's not my purpose. Because for more than 2 years, I did not YouTube the talk without a single cent. So if I not a bigger plan, I don't give up. Not on time, but every place the one it is, I be Ukraine every day for more than 2 years. Now, recently, 6 months ago, YouTube begin to give small thing. But the thing is, why make people not even make money? Let just make people clear again. Because the advertisers are not a charity organizations. Now money they make. And then they only put adverts, pay YouTube on side they get returns. And most of the viewers in Sierra Leone, more than 50%, 52%. And you can imagine less than $1. Who does advertising at the Western world they go put adverts in Amazon for maybe for go check your website. I mean, so they not they give money and they not they sponsor, they not they put giving more ad then, because the advertisers then, the business people, and they see returns. So once in a while, perhaps I know in the diaspora, where you watch there, they at least someone will able click here, take some time. I mean, because of the way the community they, so they can get small traffic on adverts where if you check that money there and you watch your time, it make no sense. You understand? It make absolutely no sense. But like I say, this is not about money. It's about trust, creating a platform, when a credible platform we will use for contribute positively in every and all aspects of the country. And that's what they build on. So the work ahead is huge. The work ahead is huge. It's clear, not a secret. The traditional media don't they become less relevant in the eyes of many Sierra Leoneans because of their shooting at the foot. So when I help with different ideas, now we grow, I cannot do this alone and team. We need each and everybody in support. And most importantly, we don't get a team. We don't get 4 people where we hire. That small team change the degree with the send and backness alone to Sierra Leoneans. Then young people will not get job. Young band where they struggle. Some of them more than how the statistics now. Then one and they themselves at least change their life, because when they talk about youth, youth employment, they talk about human resource. So we want help them. So we not just kind of can talk. No, we therefore make an impact, a positive impact, and we also appeal to them directly. Now we remember we're ready for we prepare for take office. Please, if you listen, if you want help with maybe if you get old computer we no want, maybe you get mic we no want, maybe you get camera we no want, please send them to the admin at Sierra Leone. Please, now we set up an office for them guy I wouldn't take to be 4 people there. Perhaps, who knows, in the next 4 months, 6 months, we might increase now the other provinces in Kono, Kenema, Kailambo, for now we get reporters and for let at least no more we get a trusted platform where we galvanize Sierra Leoneans for take this thing to another level. So we make this appeal, and henceforth I will continue each and every day will come, because somebody called me personally say I need for to do this. I know because we have me, I don't like for I will say I shame, I shy, because maybe from my background I can believe for do my own thing, you understand? But yeah, somebody called me and said this is a national issue now. It's not about you. It's no longer about you. Even if you ask for people and money, it's not about you, because people don't see what you do, and you count the physical reality, the evidence. You don't hire people and people don't see them. So it's not about you, it's about those staff, those young kids, those young people, and these youths and women wants at least help. So please, this is not just a direct appeal. If you get something where like a computer, maybe you get that. So send them for we, because in 3 months now, we want to forget an office for the outside and say they go. We know they're not going to be too critical of the government, like how we be critical of them. So then they do it in their own way. You understand? But no more with entrusted with neutrality, professionalism, and fearless. You understand? And always and for be factual, quote and source. These are the things we don't indoctrinate to them. Like we now within the diaspora, certain information we will talk about because we know the Naga old winaya. But for them downtown, then get their own guidelines for because security paramount is very important for them, safety as well. So I think say this journey is not about us alone. If we genuinely love the country, we love what we do now, and we really want to make a change, it's about 5 years to come, 10, 20 years. Please, guys, consider for do this. We will continue for Emmanuel. I think for me, I don't round up on this one. Mr. Jallo, you get the platform for round up as we don't spend more than 2 hours, 30 minutes now. Go ahead, please.
Well, I will just tell everybody thank you for the listen what they listen to we. And I want let everybody know say we respect them comment and them views. We don't necessarily have to be correct all the time. One thing we want normally we know is some of we get a lot of experience we will get for Sierra Leone. And we not do them because we want returns from Sierra Leone. As a matter of fact, I'm a pensionist. I can live in Norway for the rest of my life. I die here. I would have a marble gravestone on top of my head. If I die in Sierra Leone, after 2 days, the grave will disappear. So that's the difference. But I don't wish to die here. I wish for make we turn around Sierra Leone. Let some of we go Sierra Leone, we go spend we last days in Sierra Leone. I still believe say I get a lot for Sierra Leone. But I don't want to get involved in politics. The politics of Sierra Leone is not politics, it's crap. I would say that with all amount of certainty because 5 years ago, I resigned from the politics of Norway. When I came to this country, I came here in 2003. By 2011, I was elected. Now I make us say election, na privilege. Imagine not to hear born. Akanaya. They identify certain things about me. They say, we need you. Come and be part of us so you'll be a middleman between us and the African community. And I was elected. I was put into the Anti-Discrimination and Gender Equality Committee. And I played my part. After 2 terms, I say, no, I want to concentrate on my own business now. Do you? I bow out and say, fine, thank you. If you need any help from me, we'll come in at any time. It was a privilege they gave me. Not to me right to. I get right for vote. Yes. This September, then they vote for municipality. They don't send notice na my phone say, they don't send me voter's card, an electronic card. I get right for vote. I get right for decide not for go vote. But if they vote for me, now a privilege. And I get for respect that fact and work with the people of the country for making them trust me. Because I not the only do them for myself, I do them for every other African, I do them for every other Sierra Leonean, I do them for me picking them. And this we not get in Sierra Leone. You dey be minister now, you do all what you get for do, you destroy an image, you destroy an integrity, you picking and then get for begin point but then to my way don't die and go. So do ya, let we try make Sierra Leone. As I say, one day we can sit down and let people then see the potentials we Sierra Leone get. Let we know say we not even need for the outside Sierra Leone. We for the inside we country. We able to make Sierra Leone the least paid man they take home $2,500 after tax. This country where they the least paid man takes home that money. The cleaner, where they say this is a cleaner. That's 9 wage after tax. Yes, it's a very expensive country. You spend all of it back if you are not careful. You understand? But we get for build and for try for build an economy where they function. Like whether our brother in London be they talk about human resource and all that thing, and we get for try for build an economy where they put the human resource in the forefront. Let everybody in the country able afford for buy and consume the basic goods and services. That food, basic, pay your rent, basic, pay transport, basic. That's what we should be looking for. Not about who is in power. Who is in power not relevant. The how can make them for we all not irrelevant. And that makes some of we they talk. And as I say just now, the reason you make they come on social media platform now because I want to let this message go down to the grassroots. Otherwise, I'll be for shut up and sit down na computer write books. I will write 10, 15 books every year. Short books. Pullman's historian, but I know I look and say, almost people they buy them books here. Secondly, if them buy and say, who that they read them? Now foreigners. All we history, all we this then are books. But are we reading it? Do we know it? We don't. Now find a way, go talk to ourselves, listen to ourselves, learn from ourselves. Now we move we country forward. Now move above politics. Hey, I want the Sierra Leoneans to know one thing. If the masses know what they need for know, then begin do what right. Politics, they become irrelevant. The politicians then they behave themselves. Then they misbehave now because they don't say the people then depend on them. When they be less relevant, then they behave themselves and they do their work properly. In this country, whether you're a prime minister or not, you don't matter. So then they do what thing they for do. If I reach there, do ya? Let we try solve this problem. You're not left for the dovetail. Now simple solution. Produce the results. Let all man see. If the results indicate say the SLPP win, then the APC will be forced to go to parliament. If they refuse, now some of who they come back and tell them say una pass go. Una pass go, bo. Do ya? Let we try for begin put Sierra Leone above we common interest. If we make Sierra Leone for make them, we go produce wealth in that country where everybody go get wealthy. Poverty they with we because we selfish. Poverty they with we because we know they accept the truth. Poverty they with we because we know they build trust. Now we try reverse this wheel now. If we they run wheel where they go behind, side for it, let the wheel stop for go behind, begin go before with them. Because that's life. It's a wheel. I make you say oh they up and down. Today they down, tomorrow they up, but it's a wheel moving. Always move it forward, not backwards, as we are doing in Sierra Leone. Thank you very much. Let God keep well.
All right, Fambulen. All right. Let's just take 3 texts or 4 texts, then we say goodbye. This one they come up from Alusan Bangura. Mr. Jallo is such an exceptional academic heavyweight. His analysis are incredibly amazing.
Alusan, thank you, sir. But me na Bush College I go, na Village College Mokonde.
This one they come up from Sanko Abasi. My wife has got used to this voice of Mr. Komon-Tok. Oh, thank you. All right. Okay. Famule. All right. So Famule will tap here. We will come back tomorrow with another important program. All the on the way call will tell her plenty thank you. The on the way call also we tell them plenty thank you. All the on the send text on all value and we hope for see you back tomorrow. Until then, on a bye bye. Always we put this thing for we continue for remind people and continue for educate the mind. All right. Until then, on a bye bye.
Talking Point platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as one. For tomorrow, now we gon' make salute.
It harms the people. It undermines democracy. When competition is not about ideas, is about who has the deepest pocket, then the country cannot grow. I'm therefore this morning submitting to us that we are in a bad space in many African countries as regards the quality of the politics that we operate. And it's not lost on me that in many African countries today, politics is about life and death. And the competition is cutthroat competition, and throats are actually cut. I'm not speaking figuratively. Throats are actually cut in political contest. Has it not been lost on you that in the recent past, in very few African countries, do you ever hear in many African countries that a loser has picked a phone and called the winner and said, brother, we had a good competition. The people spoke. The lingua franca after every African election is won. The elections have been stolen, they have been rigged. So in Africa, elections are either stolen or rigged. They are never lost nor won. And why? The reason is very simple. It is cutthroat. It is not a competition of ideas. It is a competition for occupying a lucrative casino so that the political office, the state house or the government house is a casino where gambling is perpetuated on a daily basis, and everyone wants to be in control of that casino. So until the day that we are able, Mwalimu Nyerere saw these things. He said that state house is a holy place. He said in Kiswahili, he said it better. He said, Ikulu ni mahali patakatifu. Ikulu ni mahali patakatifu. The state house is a holy place, and we must never convert it into a den of thieves. And one can extend that to parliament. Parliament is a holy place, and it must not be a den of thieves. We must not build governments where we have Alibaba and 40 thieves. In fact, they are no longer 40. Since Alibaba went there, we now have Alibabas and many other thieves. Until we eliminate Alibabaism from our politics, we are going nowhere. And as I conclude, I want to submit to us that there are ways of ensuring that we eliminate commercialization from the political arena. I know that there are many things that have been done in different countries. There were times when we thought that we should limit electoral expenditure, which is a good thing. We ask people how much you spend in election. We know what it is that would be expended when you are a presidential candidate, when you are a member of parliament, when you are a councillor. But there is a sense in which Chinua Achebe was right. Chinua Achebe, writing in 1958, said of a bird amongst his Igbo people that since man has learned to shoot without missing, naked the bird has learned to fly without perching. So there is a sense in which now that we have made the laws, the politicians have also perfected the art of ensuring that they expend beyond the prescribed expenditure without being caught. But that is a step in the right direction. The other one is sensitization of the people. The people themselves must be sensitized.
I said at the outset that one of the problems in Africa is the assumption, and I want to repeat to us, perhaps we are the better lot, but there is a sense in Africa in which the politician, whether they say it or not, actually believe that we, the electorate, are a bunch of nincompoops. They believe so. Many African politicians actually hold the electorate in great contempt. They think we don't think. And because they have hypnotized us in countries where ethnicity has taken root, they remind us that, if you elect me, then our tribe is safe. If you elect me, then it is our tribe's turn to eat. So we believe that even if he is a thief, he is our own thief. I'm saying that what we must realize, whether we are in Uganda, whether we are in Kenya or Ethiopia, what we must recognize is that going forward, when we don't have good roads, those good roads, when we don't have good roads, the bad roads will affect all of us. It doesn't matter which tribe you come from. When you can't get medicine in hospital, it is not because of your tribe that you'll get treated. When you don't have good schools, the schools are bad for everybody. And therefore, the time for us is to wake up. I'm now beginning to see people waking up. Look at what is happening in Algeria. The Algerians are telling their leader, oh, you may have been God's gift to us, but even the gods are now tired. And it's not only in Algeria that they are saying that. In Sudan, they are telling the Sudan, we know that you may have been God's gift, but the gods now want you. In South Sudan, which has been has not been at ease for a long time, just this weekend, the two leaders have now recognized that the matter is very spiritual. They have gone to the Vatican for a spiritual retreat. Things are beginning to get serious. And ladies and gentlemen, Africa can be great. Africa must be great. But in order for Africa to be great, we must inject what I've called at a different setting, we must inject hygiene in our politics. And there is something to learn from every civilization. One of the things that we can learn from the Western countries, which is positive, is that to a large extent they have now made competition in their political arena a competition of ideas. So that in many Western countries, a leader sees public office as an opportunity for service. So that when there is a vote in the United Kingdom as to whether they should leave or not, and they vote to leave, the young David Cameron leaves office. Can you imagine an African president saying, I'm now resigning because I lost the vote? He'll say, I did not vote. It is the people who voted. They do it, and there is something to learn from it. Look at what is happening again in that area of Brexit. Their prime minister saying, if you approve my plan, I will leave office. Oh, Mother Africa, where are your sons and daughters who are capable of saying that, Mother Africa? We can learn from the West that is a competition of ideas. Go to countries such as the Netherlands. The prime minister rides to work. Oh, Africa. If you should see the convoy of an African minister, not our president, I'm not touching the president. The presidents are in a different world. The African minister. The African minister will never queue. Oh, he's anathemic. Oh, the African minister is a demigod. Oh, Africa. The African counselor in your rural home, when they go to churches, not even if it is not their denomination, they saunter to the front seats. And even our latter-day clergymen will invite them to share their wisdom with the people, even if we know that they are village fools. If there is anything that we must learn from Western Europe, is that they have gone through enough problems and they are capable of organizing their affairs, and they have demystified political leadership. We must demystify political leadership going forward. And once we do that, and I think we can do it because I can now begin to see something happening in Africa. Young Africans are beginning to ask searching questions. Africans are beginning to recognize that corruption is a cancer in our body politic. They are beginning to recognize that those who want to buy their votes don't mean well for them. They are beginning to recognize that there is enough money to change their lives if the thieves are eliminated from the political arena. They are beginning to realize that commercialization of politics is a threat to democracy. They are beginning to rise up. And I think that those who have not smelled the coffee will be surprised. They will be surprised when the ground moves from under their feet. They'll be surprised when Africa begins to elect individuals who can demonstrate that they have ideas, because the politics of the 21st century is the politics of ideas and about competition of ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, one can go on and on in such things, but there is no wisdom in flogging a dead horse. As I said at the beginning, I claim no authority on these matters. I merely share my thoughts with you in the hope and the belief that after this, there will be an exercise in cross-fertilization and cross-pollination. I rest my case. God bless.